The following video has been approved by the JD marketing team. The video has been rated JD. The following video may not be suitable for all viewers. Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, JD. As you can see, our Dyson Sphere is not very spherical and very swarmy, and we have many projects to finish this episode. First one I'm going to start with is I am going to rename our brand new planet. Yes, and then I think after, well, we'll start with renaming our planet. So there were many good suggestions, okay? But the winner was Jonathan with Come Sail Away With Me. It was just too fitting. Some close runners up were, so I had Braca, which is what Cisco named the sail ship he built in DS9, meaning Good Fortune, which is great, except I didn't enjoy DS9, so unfortunately didn't win. We're having a sail, which I sort of did enjoy. Another one was as Sailor Moon. If it was a moon, not a planet, that would have won. That would have won hands down. So yeah, and I think there was another one that I'm missing. Oh, Solaris. Solaris was a close runner-up, but unfortunately, Solaris is like it reminds me of a sun. So you know, it's not a sun, it's a planet. If it was launching gold sails, like the Starkiller basically is at this point, because we cannot get things to absorb fast enough, then yeah, sure. We could have maybe gone with Sailor Moon. No, Solaris rather. But yes, okay, so that's the first thing we need to do. Second thing we need to do is we need to talk about our rockets and our power. Two things. Next two things we need to look at are rockets. Blueprint, one of them, go to the end of the build, start right about here, and we're just going to drag this way because I need a count. I need a count basically of how many rocket silos we have, and hopefully the mod doesn't crash, because it has been updated and I haven't had a chance to test it yet, so we're hoping for the best. We have 38 silos, okay? So 38 silos, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows. 8 rows of silos. Yeah, Icarus keeps running into the silos as he flies through. Okay, so we have 38 silos. Let's just bring up a calculator. 38 silos. We're going to call it 40. We're going to call it 40 for round figures, because I like round figures, okay? And then we have 8 rows, okay? Which is 320 silos. Then each silo launches 5 rockets per minute, okay? So again, we're going to multiply that by 5, which is 1,600 rockets per minute, which is 26.6 rockets per second. Which means this little build here is almost doing a whole tier 3 belt. I was going to say blue belt, but okay, fine, it is technically blue belt. But yes, it's almost doing a whole belt of rockets. Which means a couple of things. One, I need to make rockets faster, because there is no way, actually, well, that's the item I want, but I can't track it after I click that. It sorts for everything. We want to scroll through everything and find small carrier rockets. We're making 100 per minute, not the 1,600 we require. So we need to look at small carrier rockets. On top of that, the other thing I really need to look at is I need to look at, not hydrogen fuel, antimatter fuel, which is right here. I'm worried, it's not an issue yet, but I'm worried we're going to be consuming too much antimatter, because we're about to use a whole pile of it to fix our rocket problem. So, first project for this episode is making some antimatter fuel rods, which should should, he says out loud, hoping for the best, should be fairly easy. We're going to do that, we're going to do that, we're going to do that. I'm going to half build this on camera, half build this off camera, because there's a lack of belt. You belts, please. Okay, that goes to there, and then that belt goes to there, goes to there. At the same time, that's 2 belts out, which means I need 2 belts out of this, which at the moment is all on 1 belt. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a dedicated... I never thought suns would be so loud. Give you a dedicated belt and you a dedicated belt. Okay. I don't know how long that's going to work in the long term, but that's going to be the first thing we're going to do. Okay. So we need to... production. I need to use these guys. Okay. And we'll just start there. And sorters, we want... whoop, a in, a out, and an out. Okay, so this is going to be very, very easy. We're going to do this recipe, okay? This recipe is 2 critical photons in, and over 2 seconds, they give us 2 hydrogen, 2 antimatter, okay? Which is a 1, okay? It's a 1 for 1 over 1 second equals 1, okay? So that means I can build 30 of these. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to build 30 particle colliders. I have a second belt. We're going to build another 30, line things up, right there, okay? That's what we're going to be doing. First 2 objectives done. Alright, that'll give us antimatter and hydrogen, 2 of the main ingredients we need. On top of that, we need annihilation constraint spheres. For every 10 antimatter and 10 hydrogen, I need 1 constraint sphere, and I also need 1 titanium alloy. Titanium alloy is not an issue. We import that directly. That's... oh, the belts are different. There we go. Wrong button. So I need 1 constraint sphere and the titanium alloy. Titanium alloy is going to be imported directly from Forged on Fire, so I can ignore that item entirely. So I just need to make these. Now, I have the calculator on the screen, the other screen, which you can't see because this part's fairly boring, so we're going to be skipping over most of this. But I would need for 10 antimatter and 10 hydrogen, okay, per second, which means the belts only move 30 items per second, so for 3 antimatter per second, okay, 3 antimatter fuel rods per second, I'm going to use 30 antimatter, 30 hydrogen, 1 constraint sphere, 1 titanium alloy. Because constraint spheres take 20 seconds to craft, that's the only part I'm trying to get to, I need to have 40 machines. I need to make 2 of these things per second. 2 of these things per second. 2, 3. I need to make 3 per second, but because our crafting speed is 1.5, not 1, I only need, and this is the killer here, I only need 40 machines. 40 machines to do 1 belt's worth. So I need to make 80 machines, 80 annihilation constraint spheres. So we're going to come over here, roughly. Maybe a little bit further away. We're going to have you do constraint spheres. Okay, and you don't need a lot of material in, you just need a lot of crafting time. So the build's going to look something like this, and I'm telling you guys so I can then go and plan things hopefully semi-neatly. And you're going to do a... out, in... No. Okay, let's just go with in... out, in. Yes, because then I'm going to rotate the other one and put it here. And then the next one's going to go here. I'm going to do 20 on this side of the belt, 20 on that side of the belt. And we're going to have you and you are going to be the 2 items we need, the processors and the particle containers, to get basically smart particle containers. That's the plan at least. And then the output belt will be in the middle, which is going to be like 3 items per second. Yeah, not a lot. Not a lot. So that's going to be basic the plan. Build 60 of these guys. So 30 on the top row, 30 on the bottom row. Build... I need to double things. So not 40 of these guys, but 80 of these guys. So there'll be 40 on the one side of the belt, 40 on the other side of the belt. And then we'll actually go about making some fuel rods. So... Oh. And the other thing... Okay. And that mod crashed. Okay, cool, great. That's alright. We're right at the start of the episode. The other thing I'm going to do is we have, as you can see, I have many sails floating around doing nothing. I'm going to go to the third layer, and we're going to... If I can see the third layer... turn that off. Run again. I am going to... Third layer, thank you. That one. I'm going to build out. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes. No. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Is it you that go all the way through? Okay, so the main line goes all the way through the bottom. Yes, so that's the main line. Okay. Which then means I come to... You don't have a join line. So... It's... There? Yeah, I'm showing you sort of how I build this particular pattern. We go over a square, back a square, back a square, and then stop there, and then we come up to here, which comes off the equator. We go out a tile, well, out a large square, down a large square, left a large square, down a large square, right a large square, down, left, right, up, down, yep, and then joins back into there. And then the next one starts from this point and continues across. So I'm also going to build out the next layer, because we're going to need the next layer up and running so we can start absorbing sails, because I have 671,000 sails in orbit and Dyson Sphere. We are absorbing 7k, so I obviously need to launch many more rockets and start attacking the sun more to build more layers, to dump in more sails so we can start absorbing just a few of the sails we have in orbit. So I'm going to reload the game and turn off a mod, and I'll be back in a minute. So a quick touch of combat later. Combat production later. Combat coming soon. Combat coming soon. Okay. It does mean that I need to import processes, which I'm just going to hope are magically going to show up. Probably not if I hit local. Probably if I hit remote. Yes, and quantum thingies. Okay. And yes, we want titanium as well. Just give you more power. Yep, they're going to show up. So, they're going to feed into this assembly, which I know the belts look like they're going backward. Okay, I see it too. We're down to 43 FPS, which means we're skipping frames, which means all the belts now look like they're going backward. You have no idea how much this frustrates me. Okay, so that should make our quantum container units annihilation constraint sphere. Our titanium alloy should come along here. We are filling up this bad boy with antimatter and hydrogen. So it's just a case of making the antimatter fuel rods, which are going to require 10, 10, 1, 1, and output. So we're going to do a quick bit of... Go away, belt. Go away, belt. Okay, it's 10, 10, 1, and 1. Alright, so we're going to do antimatter fuel rods in. We're going to do... I'd really love an extra port on here, but I don't have one. Not unless I move... No, I can't be bothered. Okay. We're going to do constraint spheres out. It should be okay. Constraint spheres out on this side. Which I've just realized I need to move over a tile. Titanium alloy on this belt. Over there, please. Thank you. And that goes in there. And that disappears. Okay, we're good so far. You guys are not running. The ships not got here yet. Okay, no, the ships have got here. Did I? Whoop! Did I not set filters? I did set filters. Oh, it's the 20-second crafting time. Oh yeah, they're gonna take a while. They're gonna take a while to warm up. Okie dokie. Nope, we have constraint spheres coming out. Okay, so then we're gonna put in production. You guys now. Antimatter fuel rods. Antimatter fuel rods have a 12-second crafting time, which means for me to make 3 per second, which was the original number we were looking for, I need to have 3-second crafting time, 3 per second. I need to have 36 of them, but then again, my machines are faster, so it means I need 24, but then we need to double that because I want twice as much. I want not 3 per second, but 6 per second because we've got 2 belts in. So that means I need to have, 2 lots of 24, basically. So I'm going to put 24 on one side of the belt, 24 on the other side of the belt. You're going to be an input. You're going to be an output. Nope. I did it wrong again. Okay, input, output, input. Yes, okay. Then on the outside, nope. You need to be there. That needs to go away. Then you need to be input. Then you need to go away. And then you need to go away, and you're going to be a output. We got there in the end. Okay. And then all the constraint spheres can go back in there. Alright. Now we can do production. One of them. I'm going to pop that there. We're going to do in, out, in. I'm going to set the recipe. And then I also need to get hydrogen. Number 2. And antimatter. Number 3. In there, which is going to be an input and an input. And then I need to do the exact same on this side. So we're going to have... that goes there. It's going to be easier for me if you stay up a belt higher till you get to that point and then go down. Okay, so then you at ground level are going to come to here. The hydrogen is going to come to here. And then we're going to have cancel, rebuild that chap on that side of the belt, apply much belt, there to there to there and to there. And I missed. Okay, so then it should be a case of hit the Alt button, multi-start build. I want 23. Oh wow, I got the belts almost exact. Okay, 23 of those. And do the same with the ones on the other side of the belt. 22. Crap, I'm out of sorters. Alright. By any chance, did I set up you to bring in? I did. I'm smart. Okay, because I haven't really needed sorters on this planet before. I have, but in very small amounts. Okay. I didn't look, but hopefully that's the right amount. Alright, and power poles, no. Substation. Substations it is. We're going to put one there. One. Please reach. You do. And one there, I guess. Okay. So that powers up you guys. You guys are going to take 12 seconds to output, but then hopefully, providing I've set up all my belts correctly. Oh god, what a mess. What a mess of sorters down the middle. Providing I've set up all my belts correctly, you should now be getting antimatter, which you can remotely supply. You have ships, you have everything. You are good to go. Can I... You have titanium alloy. Can I give you the titanium? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Fine, I'm deleting it. Alright. Oh, that's right. So there was an update. And when you delete things now, it drops on the ground, which is fine, and then you can pick things back up. And what we can do, and somebody's going to yell at me in the comment section, I guarantee you, is we can pick up 7,000 of these things, like critical photons, like super hard to get rare materials. And can I not drop them on the ground? Oh, what happens if I... I'm just stuck with them in my hand now. Discard item. Hey! We can just throw them on the ground. Okay, and then what you can do is you can pick them back up, which if we zoom out, we can pick up more, because I can't increase... Oh, can I hit plus and minus? No, I can't hit plus and minus to increase the size of the crosshair. But this is the part that I like. If we can pick up everything, and then we press double space, and then we accelerate, and we go into orbit, and I'm holding the mouse the whole time. I might need to hold down shift to actually accelerate. Oh, here they come, Slow down. We now have crap in orbit. Yeah, there are critical photons literally in orbit of the planet. I dropped a few, it turns out. But, that's both horrible and great all at the same time. Where's the ones I dropped? This direction somewhere. There they are. I dropped them again. Yeah, when you mouse over them, they sort of come to your inventory, or come to you. Actually, let's go that way. Are those still in orbit, or do they fall? Oh, it looks like I didn't get them in high enough orbit that they stayed in orbit. Yeah, it looks like they're crashing back down. That's a shame. Okay, but yes, you can now fly stuff in orbit. In theory, you could probably get a stable orbit. In theory. But yeah, if we go out to map view, where's the crap orbiting, and then we click this button, it all disappears. So you can still delete things, it's just... They added a nice side effect. It also means that when you have that inventory full and then you keep deleting things because you didn't realize and everything disappears, it no longer disappears, which is probably pretty good because occasionally I have deleted some very expensive items. I want to turn that light on, please. Thank you. Okay, so you're running flat out. You have antimatter. I hopefully don't have to worry about antimatter anymore. I do need to set you down to 10%, so we can ship out 100 antimatter at once, not 1,000. And then you are pretty much good to go. I have no idea why they have different levels on them. They should be even, because they're not allowed to ship out, but you know, we'll leave that there. Okay, so that's the first thing I need to do. Second thing I needed to do was I need to talk about the Patreons and the last couple of planets we've named. So I have gone through and we've named Silent Wolf, Mr. Lynch, Ripped, Andrew Skyer, Des Duvels, yes, Cool Aid, and I need to put one last name. As I said, I was going to take patrons' names from the newest first, so I'm working my way from newest first, well, the newest patrons back to the oldest patrons. So I need to add Brewer99, who, thank you so much for being a patron. Supporting the channel, you now have your very own star in our night sky. Which brings us to our next project. So I have added the extra layers to our Dyson Sphere. The extra layers are going in. Can I find an extra? There's an extra layer going in right there. And as you can see, our tightly locked rockets are launching rockets, well, all over the place. In a little bit of a mess, actually. They're no longer synced up, and I think I prefer this, where they're sort of just launching continuously. Just rockets non-stop. Non-stop, no rhyme, no reason. Can I turn that light off? That's so much better. So much better. It's just rockets. And if I must have missed the shipment. Yeah, when a shipment comes in, we get a Mexican wave of rockets. And then occasionally, like the last ones get some extra rockets because they're at the end of the line. They don't have to pass them on to anything else, so they keep launching for a little while longer. But yes, we are completely out of rockets, like completely out. We're waiting for shipments to come in. Now, we are production stats, Dyson Sphere. We're still absorbing like 8K. I'd like to be higher. I'd like to have the mod work, but as we just found out, the mod did crash. But yeah, we do have a couple of extra completed sell points that are absorbing sales. So we are absorbing more sales, just probably not nearly enough. So, especially considering what we're launching, like we're up to 634 gigawatts from just sales. Yeah. Okay, and I think the Star Killer is actually maxed out. I think every cannon is firing now. So what I want to do is I want to put on the screen for you guys today's project. Today's project, Dyson Sphere calculator. Okay, I want to make a belt of small carrier rockets, because we already worked out our current rockets our current silos could do 26.6 per second. So we're going to aim for 30. Okay. Which requires 120 assemblers making the small carrier rockets themselves. Needs 320 assemblers making the Dyson Sphere components. Needs 240 assemblers making deuterium fuel rods. And what's the other ingredient? Quantum processors. Quantum processors, 240 assemblers making quantum chips. We are going to work on just the deuterium fuel rods. That's all we're going to be working on today. If we go to flow, which is a really interesting way to be able to look at things, but we can see to make this one item, it requires recipe, deuterium fuel rods, 60 items, okay, to make 60 small carrier rockets. If I click on deuterium fuel rod, we then get the breakdown for deuterium fuel rod. 100% of the deuterium fuel rods we're making are going into the rockets. They're not being used anywhere else. They require these items. If we click on... So, titanium alloy, we'll start there because that's an import. Titanium alloy. Titanium alloy, the alloy that we're importing, we're going to need 60 per second for the fuel rods and 180 per second for the frame material. That's for another recipe. I don't have to worry about it. And as I said, this comes from our forged in fire planet. I don't need to worry about it. It'll just magically show up, hopefully. I'm hoping we're making 240 per second. That's what, 6 belts? 9 belts. 8 belts. It's written right there in front of me. 8 belts. Damn. Okay. Deuterium fuel rods. The other items they require was deuterium. Deuterium, we're actually going to go back to this for a second. Deuterium. I would need orbital collectors, 3,529.5 of them, assuming they have a crafting speed of 8. Mine will have slightly higher, actually probably twice as high because I've done lots of research, but we're going to need a few of them, just a few of them. So that's something we're going to have to cover. On top of that, back to the flow, We want supermagnetic rings. Supermagnetic rings, 100% of them go to deuterium fuel rods. Great. They require magnets, 6 belts of magnets, 4 belts of electromagnetic turbines, and 2 belts of energetic graphene. Magnetic turbines require 8 belts of engines and 8 belts of magnetic coil. Electric motors require 16 belts of iron, 8 belts of gear, 8 belts of the magnetic coils. The magnetic coils, we need 16 belts of magnetic coil. It turns out because half of them are going to electric motors and the other half are going to the turbines. Gears are here. Oh, actually, let's go with magnets. Magnets, 22 belts of magnets. 22 belts of magnets. 16 to go to the magnetic rings and 6 to go to the super magnetic rings. Oh, sorry, magnetic coils and magnetic rings. And in here somewhere is the gears. 8 belts of sources, destination. Recipe, that's the one I want. 8 belts of iron in for 8 belts of gears out. Yes. Okay, so that's our plan. Our plan is, and if we go back to this view, and I click just this button, this will give me just the breakdown for just this. This is what we're doing this episode, okay? One build, 120 assemblers, 160 assemblers, 320 assemblers, 160 assemblers. I don't care. I don't need to track this number. This comes from the Forged on Fire planet. 160 of the magnetic coil machines. Again, I don't need to track it. 990 smelters. I have gone and built the magnets off screen. It was just smelters. It was not complicated. But I don't know if I have 22 belts worth, but we're going to ignore that one. And energetic graphene, same story, comes from Smelter Planet. So we just need to build this at 1.5 gigawatts. For the record, 10 gigawatts worth of power for everything. We're doing the smallest amount this episode. Just this. So, with that moved to my other screen, so keep an eye on it, we are going to leave this planet. And we're going to be going to our new planet. Again, I'm happy to have a name. I'd really like suggestions for the name. This is a... Okay, I just thought I saw a ship come in from this direction. I'm like, I don't have anything in that direction yet. Okay, this planet is very, very boring. It has no ocean, 100% construction area. Wind and solar doesn't matter because we're just going to be using mini stars. And it's just a matter of going there and starting to set up infrastructure. On top of that, there's one other thing I want to mention. If I can fly, thank you, is mods. I have installed two new mods. Okay, one was the Free Foundations Free Soil, which I did cover. It also gave us a higher building range, which I think I covered previously, which means I can now build to wherever. Oh, now I don't have any of these. Oh, actually, I got a whole bunch of my inventory. Here you go. Solved. Okay. Production 1. Oh wow. It's fine. Okay, so the new mod. Map. This planet has lots of copper, lots of titanium, lots of stone. So we're going to start with stone. What we can now do is the new mod. So we got Free Foundations, which gives us a larger build range, and I have more graphics options in hoping of turning down the graphics settings to get me more FPS. It hasn't worked so far. I'm no longer pushing the video card to its limits. So I actually think I'm limited on UPS, which means I don't have enough available CPU to do the processing required to make the frames, if that makes sense. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So the new mod, and I have tried turning off all the mods and loading up the game to see if there's any difference. There's none. So it's not mod related, it's just I'm pushing the game engine as far as it goes already, and we're going to keep going. So, what we can do with the planetminer. The planetminer is the name of the mod. What we can do is we can set this to local demand. And then resources literally just appear. And if we look at stone, we can see stone is definitely being mined, and it's just magicking its way into the towers. Which means rather than me having to run around and set up miners everywhere, which was a giant pain. It didn't do anything for the game. It literally just took my time. Okay, I can now set down a tower and just have it mine the resources magically. Okay, and it is set to, the more veins there are, the faster it mines, all that sort of stuff. So it is well balanced. And it does, I've already tested, mine things that are hidden and buried. So if I bury ore, like this titanium and this stone, so we can build over it, it's fine. It mines it anyway. But we already know that if we put miners on it and then bury it, we can still mine it anyway. But it now means on planets like, my... what's the name of them? Any of the planets we've built so far, the Star Killer, the Forged in Fire, the so on and so forth. It means I can now mine the resources that prior to that I sort of had to rip things up to mine the resources to then have parts of the construction not work until I went back and, had mined all the resources. I can just do this. So what we're going to do on this planet especially, and, well, all planets, but this planet especially because I happen to be right here, is we are going to drop a tower as close to that tower as possible. Another tower. I don't want to go too far that we're going to interfere with our solar collectors. I cannot build any closer. I can't build the suns any further down, so I'm going to put a tower there, and I might as well try and fit a tower in here somewhere. Power, substation, there. Alright, and then we're going to take belts. I want to run number 5, the warpers, into that tower. Number 6 into that tower. Number 6 into that tower. And number 6 into that tower, and it now means I add ships to that, ships to that. I'm going to run out of ships, and I don't think I import ships here. I need you to do items, buildings, thingy-majiggy-bob, ships, remote demand, thank you. Now, the other thing I will mention, and you're probably going to be a great example, is if I set that charging rate to 0, and what do we got? We've got iron, we've got copper, I don't have silicon, so let's start with silicon. Silicon, remote demand, nothing happens, because there's no silicon here, so it's definitely not magically up materials. But if we set you, and then stone, we have coal, there's one patch on the planet. Yeah, one patch on the planet, and titanium demand. You can see my power's going down, and the mining rate is actually linked to how much power is in the tower. So if I do this, you're going to see all these are going to start filling up a lot faster. And they're all remote supplies, so we can start shipping the materials out straight away. And basically I want the exact same setup. So I want iron, copper, stone. I don't really need coal. Demand. Now I regret putting down so many towers, because it turns out I don't need this many. Titanium. Demand. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't even need the ships that just arrived. Clear, please. Thank you. So yes, it does mean it's definitely worth me cranking up the power on everything. Making sure they have all the power in the world, because we're now going to be using that same amount of power to ship ships out carrying materials, along with using, using the power to mine with. So yeah, it's simplified outposting, definitely. Yeah, see, that's so much better with just rockets everywhere. I constant barrage. Never letting up. Never letting that star get away with it. Okay. So, awesome mod. I absolutely love it. Outposting is a giant pain in the butt. Okay? I don't care what game you're playing, outposting, depending on how often you have to do it and everything else, is a giant pain. Resources, because of research, my ore consumption is down to 40%. Resources are just really not going to run out too often at this stage. So, I'm limited by how fast I can... my total mining throughput, basically, at this stage. That's my limiting factor. So, being able to put these down and just go, yep, that's a good, you know, so many thousand... Let me turn that off. 20,000? 50,000? Extra production of raw resources into the network just makes my life so much easier. And as you can see, again, it's how many veins are set up and how much power is set up. So I have plenty of power, but obviously the coal vein... wherever the hell that thing is. There we go. There's only 7 nodes, so it takes a really long time to get resources out of this one. Really, really, really long time to get resources out of this one. Okay, so yeah, just makes my life quicker and easier. Factorio, even Factorio, like outposting in Factorio, I've got down to a fine art. But even then, I didn't enjoy it. I really, really didn't enjoy outposting. So, actually, Editor JD here in post, and it turns out this is where I'm going to call the end of the episode, because I looked at the footage, and I've got basically a whole episode here, and I have more than an episode after this point. So, yeah, I'm going to cut the episode out here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, as always. Do hope you find the new mods interesting. I really found the planetminer just to save me a whole pile of time and effort. And I do have another mod we're going to be talking in the next episode about meta stats. Anyway, with all that said, this is where we're going to call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. All right, bye.